Hi everyone, it's me. I hope you can hear me. I forgot to turn the air machine off. I just want to talk about something quickly that might be a little bit confusing on my channel. Um, there was a time, because of where I was at and my perspective and understanding of things, the knowledge that I had acquired at that time, or just the information. Um, I used to think that people like Manly P. Hall, Helena Blavatsky, and Rudolf Steiner were the same as Aleister Crowley and put them all in one basket. And that was a big mistake on my part because, lo and behold, as I come to find out years later, when I actually gave this a real chance, and just by learning and listening, reading and listening, I learned that they are very, very different. I just want to make it clear that I don't associate or, you know, this is why I've never posted anything by Aleister Crowley or anything like that because that isn't my way. And I wouldn't recommend it. There was a lot of sex magic and ritualistic ceremonial magic involved. And it's just not up my alley, as I say, and I don't recommend it, nor do I. What's this? Oh, it's 4:44 p.m. Thank you. Uh, what's this? Okay, so that's just not my thing. Even Manly P. Hall said that he. This is funny. He has a good way of insulting people. He said, "Yes, I do know of Aleister Crowley. I keep one of his books in my top drawer, and I take it out sometimes when I want to remind myself of something incredibly stupid. Stupid." So that's how he felt about that. Um, I can find that where I found that, but you can just look up Manly P. Hall's opinion on Aleister Crowley. That's what I did because I got a totally different feel from these people. Helena Blavatsky has a different energy because she was a very much tell it like it is woman. She wasn't going to bullshit around with you and didn't really care if it hurt your feelings. She wasn't going to purposely go out of her way to insult you or whatever, but she just said it like it was. And so she's got a very strong energy. She was a strong, independent woman of her time. And that was a time when she lived that, women weren't even taken seriously that much. You know what I mean? Women were still looked at as like second class, unequal to men citizens. So, she was living in a very different time. So, I just wanted to try to clear up a little bit about the demonization of this because even Rudolf Steiner, I don't know if we could reach over in the spirit realm. I feel like if we asked him, would you say that you're a Christian? I think that he would say, well, sort of, but more on like a Gnostic, or he does anthroposophy. Dang it. But it's different. He used to say the Lord's Prayer and different than that. So it's not like they are anti God or divine creator. I think they may not be aligned with exactly, because I'm sorry, I need to remind you, but religion was designed and created for division and control in most cases. Okay? This is why it's organized and why it was given to the people as it was. There are some people who are aware that there is missing text from the Bible, like the Gospel of St. Thomas, although this is debatable among many peoples, and that's okay. You are entitled to your opinion, but I encourage you to listen to it and see what you think. Let's see. Have I covered it? I think that one of the reasons why uh, these kind of rumors are perpetuated over the years and over time, really, because even back in their time, they were demonized. Um, but I think it's because it further hides the mysteries, right? Which is what, let's I do have a different perspective because I do have a view about forced evolution and the purpose of the dark forces, let's just call them, or the people of the left hand path. But they are real and they exist, and they are the type of people that do take part in the sex ritual magic, and this is why we have all these weird sex parties and things like that going on in Hollywood and all that. Um, they really focus on that type of thing, kind of siphoning off our sexual creative energy and keeping us like dumbed down in a state where we stay in their created matrix where they prosper and we struggle to survive. Um, what I would say about that is that I kind of find it silly when people in these societies or other esoteric individuals will call people the profane. Mm, really, all of this knowledge is inside of us. We've just kind of forgotten. I've said this before that it's not so much of an awakening as it is a remembering. So, I mean, in a way, the left hand path, and let's just call them the cult, has made people the profane, you know, by hiding the mysteries in the way that they have. And even again, I will quote Manly P. Hall when he has said, like I said, he insults people pretty good. He said, the ways in which they hide the mysteries is highly unusual. When you called somebody highly unusual back in the day, you were talking smack. You understand? Like, people took out their fans. I did this before. People took out their fans, grabbed the corset, and went, do tell. Because it's like, you were gossiping, like you were talking shit. This is not something that, you would say nice about somebody back in the day. So, you know, um, again, understanding and have listening to the Great Destiny of America lecture by Manly P. Hall, I do understand and have a greater picture view of its purpose. Do I agree with it? No. Did it work for me? Yes. You know what I'm saying? So, because in the end, this world and the way that it was set up did end up waking me up at a young age. So, again, I can see it from different points of view or perspective, but I just wanted to throw my 2 cents out there. You know, I know it might be confusing because I've talked about Jesus. It's not that I don't believe in Jesus, the Christ avatar. Do you understand? Do I believe exactly what the Bible is saying about Jesus? No, because the Bible is symbolic and allegorical anyway. So there's more about it. Do I believe that there was a person like him that existed? Yes. Do I think that his name was Jesus? No. Again, I would refer you to the Essenes, the Gnostics, and the subject of the Claustrum's oil. Okay? This is also an initiation with our consciousness ascension. So, of course, there was a person like that. Absolutely. And when it says that the return of the Christ, um, this is also referring to the polarity shift from darkness to light, from what was it? There was a certain. It's like now that we're in the Kali Yuga, the age of deception, we're going into the age of truth, the Satya Yuga, the golden age. This is where Christ consciousness or the Christ mind was worldwide throughout its civilization, for the most part. And this has happened throughout. ancient civilizations of peoples that have gone before us. And I am referring to the 7 root races of humanity, which even goes back to explain where giants came from. I compared it to almost like thinking about the PlayStation 1 through 5. You had different versions that went through different models. The PlayStation 2 shrunk and got sleeker. It's just like our vessel and container here. It has changed quite a bit over time. But that's why these beings, sometimes referring to themselves as extraterrestrials, which they're not really. I mean, alien and foreign to us because we've never met, we're from a different age. But this is sometimes why they say that we are just like you, because they are, and they are in fact a part of us, because they came from an earlier part of our evolution. Ancient civilizations are breakaway civilizations because they too went through this process and ascended into these higher realms. Now, I can only go so far because I've only experienced so much, but going along with the etherization of the blood and the earth changes, it seems that there'll be a certain energy, frequency, and vibrationally change, like I said, like a pole shift, a polarity shift, but certain individuals that are synced up to this frequency will then move in to a place of higher dimension or higher consciousness. But that's just me throwing out my best guesses because I haven't gotten there, right? And maybe when you do, you can't come back to tell. And if you'd like an example of what I'm talking about, I just saw in the end of the Celestine Prophecy with the movie, where it shows you visually where all these people and the soldiers are running around, but they can't see the individuals in the end. If you've seen that movie, this is what I'm talking about. This is what that was expressing, okay? And our bodies are going to evolve along with that. Okay. This is kind of what your spiritual ascension would be with these body changes and things that we have going on within us. All right. Well, I'm tired now. And I really hope that I've covered this because I guess I would be a Gnostic, but I'm also a Theosophist. So that's why I said I don't really like labels, because there's all of these things that ring true and resonate within me. Maybe not all of it in its entirety, but I can say for sure that it's been extraordinarily helpful, and I will be forever grateful that I took that step and, kind of got past that fear and thought, well, I'm going to do it anyway. Because initially, I started getting into it wondering why the other side or the enemy was so into it. So I wanted to kind of learn what it is that they were doing and started to read these people, these secret societies kind of hold in high regard. Okay? And The Secret Teachings of All Ages is one of the main books that they absolutely love. So it doesn't mean that it's evil at all. Of course, it's almost like in the hands of the individual, it can be used for good or bad things. That's what it is. So just like magic, it's not magic that's evil, it's the magician that uses it. Think of Saruman and Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. Okay? Alright. Well, it was really good to talk to you. I'm glad I got this off of my chest. I hope that I've made it less confusing, because I can't remember everything that I've said now. But I'm confident that it was good, so I really hoped you enjoyed it. I went out today and I got myself a Tim Hortons tea and I went for a walk and all that. And yeah, it's been a good day, and I am so excited for everyone to see my Gnosticism and Theosophy observed in Xenosaga video. So thrilled and so excited. it's, when you accomplish something, you get a good feeling, you know? So that's really, the high energy that I'm riding on today, but I'm mentally and emotionally well. Everything is good. Animals are great. And I hope you're well too. And I wish you a wonderful day, all right? There are a lot of links in my new Xenosaga video underneath if you want to check any of that out before it premieres. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Take care. Bye.